Hello, and thank you for joining me for another Tao chapter. This is chapter number 29, Make the World a Better You. Um, it's interesting, we look at the world and we're like, oh, we can make it better. Like the world needs to be a better place and we need to like love people more. We need to do all these things. We need all this. We need to change everything, right? And as I talk about the Tao, it helps us do this thing that I call like live reasonably, which means you don't ask things in the world to change. You recognize the sacredness in what they're doing and the sacredness in what you're doing. If you think something needs to change and someone else doesn't think it needs to change, well, why are you the one that's more important, right? Why do you know what's right and they don't? Do you look down on them, right? Like that's usually what happens. We look down on people and then we don't believe that they're being honest, or we don't believe that they're smart enough or whatever, or they're fools, right? All the people that were using that term sheeple, like whatever, like you're looking down on somebody. So that's not, you're not being um, you're not being really honest, and you're not being kind, and um, you're not coming to the table with good intentions, right? And so here in 29, we're starting to look at the idea of like, instead of making the world a better place, why don't we make the world a better you, and the world will become better that way. So let's look at this. Do you want to make the world a better place? How arrogant you must be. The world, like you, is sacred and cannot be improved. A force of will would ruin it. If it had a guide, it would be misled. There are times for all things, even this, whatever it happens to be. The master allows all things to be as they are. She doesn't want to control them. She simply lets them do what they do. She also does what she does, staying connected to Tao. This idea that you can do what you do without being a victim of the world around you and the other people and the other things that are happening, and that you could live your life completely, no matter what anyone else does, is at the core of all that we're talking about here. At the end here, it says she simply lets them do what they do, and she does what she does. It's not like I'm going to let you do what you do and stew about it, right? I mean, this starts with, do you want to make the world a better place? Everyone is out there running. It's about what you give. It's about what you give. It's about what, no, it's not. It's never been about that. It's never been about what you give to others, or it's really about what you can receive. And it's not receiving from others, because if you're thinking that the world would be better if you got something, well, that's arrogant, right? Like the world would be better if it was easier for me. It's like the only reason it's hard for you is because you're making it that way. So do you want to make the world a better place? You arrogant son of a bitch. Right? Like the world, like you, is sacred. Just like you don't want other people telling you what to do, don't tell the world what to do. Don't tell the world how to be. Don't tell the world how to treat you. You don't want to be told how to treat others. So don't expect that you can tell others how to treat you. Let them do what they do. But on the same breath, go do what you do. It doesn't, it's not connected. I know you think it is. I know you want it to be so you can be a victim, but everything's fine. The world is sacred. Now, fix your damn self, because that's all you can do. When you heal yourself, the world will be healed, because you are the world. You are everything. You are the universe. You are connected to all things. Now, if you want to sit here and, draw straws and look at the manifestation and say, this is real, I'm a realist and all that, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. But you're only causing yourself increased discomfort. I like these lines. I haven't talked about them much. A force of will would ruin it. If it had a guide, it would be misled. I think about this with children, how we mislead children into living under the influence of the economic system or the education system or the relationship system and other things like that. You're being misled by being told what to do. And yet you have some desire to tell everything what to do. Well, that's because you're living under the influence, right? Like everyone told you what to do your whole life. You haven't had the opportunity to do what you wanted. And then you get sold like you're a fool, right? We talked about that, I think, in the last verse, where it's just like, like you're going to be fooled by the manifestation the more you believe in it. The more you believe in this ridiculous farce, like the more you're going to believe that you have a purpose and you have to go help people and you have to go do these things. Like, no, like you have to live your life. This life that you're living, maybe that's going to include helping people. Maybe that is going to include all these other things. But really, like being here, loving all that you are, right? Everybody, and allowing them to live their life and all that. Yeah, as somebody who has dealt with addiction and has worked with people in deep addictions and other things like that, I can tell you, helping them is in the way, especially in the way that they want to be helped, or in the way that maybe your ego wants to help, has never done anybody a lick of good, right? It's usually gotten people wrapped up in their addictions even further, because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want to be, well, did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Trust me, live your life, love yourself as you are completely, and the world around you will improve dramatically, quickly. Yeah. Okay. There are times for all things, even this, whatever it happens to be. That line I wanted to address. There are times for all things, no matter what it is. Not long ago, I had a flare up of my MS, lost a bunch of sensation in my body. It's like, well, it's time for that. Is it going to come back? I don't know. Is it going to, whatever. It doesn't matter, really. What matters is that I'm present with it, whatever it is. The master allows all things to be as they are. She doesn't want to control them. She simply lets them do what they do. She also does what she does, staying connected to Tao. So connect yourself to Tao. Let everything fall away. Don't try and dictate what's right, what's wrong, pronounce it this way, talk about it this way. I've even had people reach out to me and say, I'm worried that your translation is going to mislead people. And I said, well, okay, well, if it misleads people, that's what it's supposed to do for them. And that's okay. I'm not trying to change the world. I'm just doing what I do. None of my business what you do with it. Thank you so much for joining me for another chapter of the Tao Te Ching. And until next time, keep recovering yourself.